Hey y'all, Billy here. Welcome to Busted Wrench Garage. Today, got the first recovery for the channel. It is sitting in my driveway. I couldn't work on it where it was sitting at, so brought it over here. Actually, drug it over here. It hasn't ran in at least 15 years. Don't know a whole lot about it. It's currently raining right now, so sorry about the camera. But let's dig right in on what we got going on here. It is a 1977 Chevy K5 Cheyenne flavor. I don't know a whole lot about this. Haven't really done anything to it other than do some exchanging and get it home so I could actually make some content of it, and hopefully you all follow along, and don't forget to hit that subscribe and follow button. But let's jump right on. We'll start with the back. It's got the crank down window that actually cranks down. She's got a little wet. We'll just pretend we didn't see that. Ooh, that battery clamp. Miscellaneous bolts, or all thread actually. Not much going on back here. Ooh, there's a shock. Piece of wood. That looks like a quality tennis ball. Top looks pretty good. Door cards have seen better days, but I've seen a lot worse. That door card over there's not too bad. Got sunroof. I wonder if them open. Oh, they do open. Probably shouldn't mess with that very much. Dash says it's got 181,285. Can't really tell on pedal wear how much it's got. That's not hooked up to anything or doing anything. Don't know what those go to. Oh, shifting up. Not much going on inside. She is four-wheel drive. Somebody's been in her a little bit. She's got aftermarket temp gauge. Great. Well, let's go ahead and get around to the power bar. That's factory. The balun twine's factory to keep your plug wires up out of the exhaust manifold too. Well, choke's not hooked up. It works though. This truck is a factory AC truck, which is surprising. It's got a Holly on it. Looks to me like everything's complete. Ooh, somebody put a new happy cable on it. Sad cable is just as sad as most of them. Still got the reservoir down at it. Ooh, she's got antifreeze in it. Put that back on. Really gonna hope that this don't need replaced, because those are gonna be fun to get out of there. Oh, hey, we got more baling twine. Keeping the plug wires up out of the exhaust manifold. Hoses look pretty new. A little extra wire. I'll just she's got Trail King on off-road tires that are, well, I think those will survive at least all summer. Probably not. She's got a little bit of weight reduction. Nothing too bad. She's got a pretty good sized whiskey dent in her. Looks like somebody in the driver's seat decided that they were going to go down a ditch or maybe bounce it off of a tree. I wonder if the tailgate opens. Oh. Yeah, it does open. Well, there's not much left of it, but not trying to get a show truck, so gonna have to address that later. But it's surprising because the windows, well, at least this window, rolls up and down. Top's in really good shape. They ain't got no keys. So, I have to address that issue. But this is the first one for the channel, and it sucks that couldn't really work on it there. But the one good mirror. Doesn't have one on the other side. Got the old school wing windows on the back and up on the door. Well, I don't really know what's going on with this, but it's factory. So yeah, we're gonna dig right on in. This side's not as bad. She's growing her own ecosystem, but door's actually shut. So yeah. You will see this one regularly on the channel. Little bits and pieces, and use it as a shop truck. She's not too bad. Now, let's go ahead and get back to the other way and start digging into this thing a little bit. Yeah. You're back. Well, I guess we're going to start digging into this. There's no viscosity left in the oil. Not too bad. Don't need that. It fell. Shift machine looks pretty good. Don't smell burnt. Don't taste funny. That oil's got a little bit of a taste to it, and it's wanting to stick around. Well, I guess let's go ahead and get a battery in it and see what it does. Need a real big battery for these old square bodies. Not really. Just what I had laying around. And free. You always put the sad cable on first. Now. Well, that's nice and hooked up. I don't smell nothing burning. Oh, nothing burning. Still don't smell the best, or look the best. All right, let's be honest. It's pretty well deck stained. Ooh, spare bolt. Oh, come on, get in here. I don't know if you can really see it. Nope, it's not going to leak now. The fuel is definitely brown. Well, that's definitely going to leak now. Sorry about the weather, by the way. It's kind of raining here. And, well, I don't have a garage to pull in right now. So, you guys are out in the driveway with me. We can share the soggy adventure together. Well, I don't smell anything burning. She's got a filter down on there. Probably ought to pump some of this fuel into a jug or something before I start it to see what it looks like. Or before I try and start it, I should say. I don't know if the starter's even locked up. That's nice. Nice and loose. Well, move you on back here a little bit. Maybe tilt you up some. Don't need you guys laying down on the job here. Anybody need about 2 foot of 3/8 fuel line? Bungee cord? 2 of them. Oh, 3 of them. Yeah. Yeah. I think we're gonna try and crank it over and see what happens. Now this truck has been sitting for I don't know how long and don't really know anything about it. This is the one that I was talking about on the last video of saving it from the junkyard. This truck was being crushed the day after I bought it. And I went down to the junkyard and seen it sitting there off in the tree row a little bit. I talked to the guy and I told him, I said, well, what would it take to get it? And he told me, he said, well, I was going to crush it. But if you want it, if you can get it running, go ahead and get it out of here or whatever. But I ended up just paying the guy and bringing it home because can't work on it there and safety issue, liability. But this is the one that I was talking about saving. A bunch of people wouldn't have saved it, but you got to keep the old cars around. I'd rather have them sitting in my driveway or in my backyard than going into a crusher. But we're going to pan and see what that fuel looks like. Okay, so all I had was a pop bottle. Couldn't find any of my jugs. Go ahead and shove that down in there. And I'm going to see if it'll crank over. Hopefully the starter works or fuel pump's doing what the fuel pump's supposed to do. We'll find out. Well, she cranks over. I think the fuel's a little varnished. Whew, it smells terrible. Fuel pump's working. So I've got a filter and oil filter and stuff like that. I guess let's go ahead and get changing on the oil here. At least get that stuff out, get fresh in it, and see what it does. While I was cranking it over, it was building oil pressure. It's got about 60 psi, which ain't bad for these old square bodies, but yep, let's get to changing the oil. So now we're up underneath of it. I have cracked the drain pan bolt loose because I don't have a whole lot of room here. And, well, you see there's water standing everywhere, so. But let's see what this tells us. Probably not going to be anything good. Can't even get in here and really see. Oh, wow. She's a little worn down. It ain't got any viscosity left in it. I don't feel any good big particles or anything, so that's a good sign. A lot of gas in there. Definitely been flooded. Quite a bit. Like, phew, that's rich. No water in it. No coolant, so that's good. Now, I have no idea if this motor runs, but the way this oil was and how soaked it is with gas, I don't feel very safe starting it. So these old rigs, they've been sitting for a while. It's most of the time you're good and you can start them up, but this one had a lot of excess fuel in the oil. Hopefully the head gaskets and everything are good. But I'll finish this up and we'll get to finally seeing what she's gonna do on starting wise, and make sure you all hit that like and subscribe button and follow for more, because this is the first one and it's definitely not gonna be the last one. Still making videos on a cell phone, so the video is not the best. Sorry about that. I'm just starting out here, so this is what I do. This is what I want to do. See if we can save them from the crusher. See if we can make them run. See if we can drive them home. Unfortunately, this one I couldn't drive home because I couldn't do anything with it there. But sometimes you just gotta get them home. I would have made a video on getting it home, but to be honest with you, it completely slipped my mind and I didn't even think about it. But yep, I'll finish this up and I'll see you in just a minute. Alright, so I got the oil dropped. Not sponsored at all, but using Shell Rotel T4 1540 is what's going back in it. It's got more viscosity and holds out way longer, if you want my opinion. And all around it's better oil and, well, get 4 quarts of it for like $14 at Walmart, at least at my local Walmart. See if I can do this and not dump everything all over me. Yep, pour it right down the valve cover. That's good. Builds character. If I can sky pour into this funnel here. Well, this is taking a lot longer than I expected, but it's going in. What do y'all think chances of this thing firing up on the deck stain that's in the tank? I don't know how much is in there. No, my luck's probably a full tank of rotten fuel. That stuff's getting expensive nowadays. Not quite as expensive as it used to be, but still hurts a feller's wallet. Hopefully y'all enjoying looking at my back fat, because this is the most awkward way to pour oil in here, plus video at the same time. So, and I'm new to this all content making stuff, so yeah. Well, there's 4 quarts down. I don't know how much this old truck could hold. Well, old motor, I should say. I did a little bit of date coding on the tires and found out that the tires themselves are from 1998. So you probably figure it's been off the road for at least 20 years. The guy at the junkyard has had it for going on 9. So I know it sat for at least that long. Ouch. Yeah, it's always a good idea to check your hood springs with your elbow. It makes it 10 times better. I know, some of you are going to say you're not supposed to mix oils, but, well, that's all a feller's got, so. And it's still 1540, so. Trying to make this a budget build, kinda. Trying to show everybody that you ain't got to have a pocket that's 10 miles deep to do this kind of stuff. Well, there's that. That's full now. Well, get in there. Come on now. There we go. Back in. I'm sure I'm still a quart low, at least. Well, no, she shows full. Sorry I didn't get a video of taking the filter and everything off, but it's a little tight in there. Kind of hard to video. So, oil's changed. Probably still going to have to put some more of that in there. We'll find out when I start it up and it starts chattering and knocking. I guess it's time to resolve this fuel issue, because I really don't want to keep. I don't want to run that through the carburetor, because chances are it's already got stuck floats and everything from what's been sitting in it. Definitely got a vacuum leak. I broke the hose off earlier. Matter of fact, I showed you that. Just a little stopper. She decided it was going to crumble. This thing doesn't have an air breather, which is great. Not really. So I'm going to have to figure something out on that. Plug wires are probably pretty crusty. I don't know, they might be okay. Somebody's put a little bit of money into it, but not much. Sure, the thermostat's stuck. Radiator's holding fluid, so I ain't even touched the brakes yet. Kind of scared to. It's got a that's one way to make sure that you got at least windshield washer fluid. You just zip tie a antifreeze jug to the side and run your hose through the lid. That's factory. Kind of making me wonder if I've been here before. But yeah, we've definitely got some serious rottage of the gas. For y'all wondering, that's a tarp flapping in the side, by the way. It was raining. But for y'all wondering, gas isn't supposed to look red or orange or rust. Not supposed to look like rust. But we're going to go ahead and just set that back down in there. I'm going to put the line back down into it from the fuel pump. I'm going to crank it over and see how much more I can get out of it. I have no idea how much is in the tank. And it'll also give me an idea on if it's getting oil pressure or, well, the good things. But we'll crank it over here and see if we can get some more of that deck stain out of the tank, and, well, hopefully it doesn't combust on it. So we'll just get on in here. Find my key. It's not actually a key, it's a screwdriver. But go ahead and give her a crank. Did y'all hear that? She just tried to fire. We got a good gallop to her. See what we got going for fuel wise. See if any more came out. Probably not. Oh yeah, there's a lot more. I don't know if you can really see that. Juice, anyone? I wouldn't drink it. Not going to taste very good. So we'll put that back down in there and go ahead and just shove the hose back down in my bottle. We're going to crank her some more, see if we can get some more fuel out of it. I really don't want to put that through the carburetor. Y'all paying attention out there, right? Starter sounds good. Motor sounds nice and tight. Cranking it over, got about 40 psi oil pressure, which is great. We get any more fuel? Oh yeah, we got a lot more fuel out that time. So that's what 20-something-year-old fuel looks like. Great parts cleaner. So we'll put the bottle back down in there and see if I can crack some more and get some more out of it. Woo. Or I'll just dump it everywhere and have a catastrophic fire under the hood. That's always nice. No, I wouldn't suggest it. Might make somebody a little mad to have their project going up in flames because, well, you dump fuel everywhere and didn't let it evaporate or dry off any before you started doing anything. But all right, we're gonna let it off there because it's not pumping anymore out of the tank. And the battery's starting to go a little, it's getting a little tired. But got quite a bit of this varnished deck stain out. If anybody wants to stain their deck, well, let me get this out of your way. If anybody wants to stain their deck, that'd be a good idea. I mean, it's going to be really stinky, but here's some good deck stain. It's a good almond color. Not really. But yeah, I am going to go up and get some fuel and see what we can make happen. Hey y'all. Well, it's the next day. A couple minutes for you guys, but the next day for me. I ran out of light last night and I've done a few things. I changed the old fuel filter. Have not tried to start it yet. I replaced it with a Wix not sponsored by them. The part number on that is 33003. I couldn't find a decent air breather last night, so I just went with a Edelbroke. Just something to have a filter on the carburetor. Didn't do a whole lot last night. Did find out that the brakes work by accident. But we're gonna try and start it up and see what it does. I got most of the varnish out of the tank and put 6 gallons of fresh gas and put 2 cans of barium and B12 in the tank to kind of help it a little bit. But we'll see what she does. And fire in the hole. See if we got some fuel coming into the filter here. Yeah, we're getting fuel into the filter. Not much. Still looks like varnish. But it hopefully will come around. Motor's got a good gallop to it. Sounds good while it's cranking. Now if I can just get it to actually fire up. Here we go. Attempt number 2. Fire in the hole. Oh. She's running. I don't know if you can hear that. She's alive. Wonder if we can give her any throttle. Oop, nope. She didn't like that. Try this again. Watch that oil pressure. You watching? Oop, she didn't like that one. It's even charging. Fuel gauge says half. That temperature gauge isn't hooked up. Brake light's on. Look at that oil pressure. So there you go, guys. It's been off the road for 20 some years. A little bit of work. I think I've probably got $200 in this, not counting the price of the truck. But to get it up and running, I've got 200 bucks in it, and it runs. I haven't tried the shift machine yet, but got the wife out here with me. But it runs. I don't know about the shift machine or any of that yet, but it's starting to rain again. You guys will see this on the channel quite frequently. Like I said, I'm going to turn it into a shop truck. Hopefully get the all the body work done and little cosmetic stuff here and there, and get it looking a lot better. And hopefully hopefully y'all enjoy. But for this one, this is going to be it today. I will upload this later on tonight, and I will continue to make content on it. Make sure you all hit the follow button, subscribe, stick around. There's gonna be plenty more than this. But you all have a great day and be safe out there.